And welcome back. Today we're looking at shelf number 3 in my 2017 Doctor Who complete DVD and Blu-ray collection overview. So to start off, Black Orchid, 2-part episode from Peter Davison's first season. Earthshock, often considered one of the greats, with probably the biggest cliffhanger to date. Well, not really cliffhanger. Well, actually, yeah. Cliffhanger at the end of episode 2, and then one of the most unexpected endings, where they kill off a companion. Spoilers, but I'm sure you know that. It's been around forever. Time Flight, not often considered to be one of the better stories, and actually these are out of sequence. We've also got Arc of Infinity. And then, as we take this out, see if we can do it one-handed. There we go. Okay, so more success in this one than previous videos. We've got, in reverse order, Enlightenment, Terminus, and Modern Undead. There we go. And actually, we'll just put these in here without the case for now. I can fix that later. And then we've got, also actually out of order with a broken case, because it came like that, Snake Dance. Then, King's Demons, 2-part episode featuring the Master. I don't have the original edition, but this is the 25th anniversary edition of the 5 Doctors, so this includes the original episode with the somewhat less than stellar redone special effects, and what we'd all wanted, the original untampered version. And then next, now this was in the Beneath the Surface package or a box set, which I showed earlier, which I've got up on a higher shelf. We got Warriors of the Deep. And although it's a good story, the effects in here are pretty bad, and apparently this was actually shown as an example of why Doctor Who was failing towards its hiatus. Another 2-part story. We've got The Awakening, Frontios, Resurrection of the Daleks. This is also on the list of episodes or stories that I'd like to get the special edition of, but again, it appears to be out of print or stock is low because it is currently fetching collector's prices, so like Talons of Wang Chiang, it will remain to be seen if we have this one. And funny story, I actually had found it recently, or I thought I'd found it. I had ordered it, paid, then I got an email, yeah, sorry, it's not actually in stock, and I got my money back. So, yeah, it was kind of disappointing, to put it mildly. And we got Planet of Fire, also on the list of titles that is out of print. And I should say this is Turlough's last story, and this is Perry's first story. Resurrection of the Daleks was Tegan's last story after 3 series. Then we've got the original Caves of Androzani with absolutely horrendous cover artwork. And then we have the later re-release with much better artwork. And at the end of Davison's last series, we have everyone's favorite story. I say that sarcastically. The Twin Dilemma. Yeah. I like Colin Baker. He's actually my favorite Doctor based on largely the Big Finish series, but man, was this a disservice. And the fact that it came right after Caves of Androzani 2 is also something that I've considered to be just odd. Then next we have Attack of the Cybermen. So this was Colin Baker's first proper series. I actually like his series, minus one story that is not the best, to put it mildly. Also probably the most violent in Doctor Who's original run, and I think that also probably includes the current run. Then we have Vengeance on Varos. This is the original 2003 Region 1 release. And then, just yesterday, I got Vengeance on Varos the special edition. So, to be honest, I didn't have any issues with the original release, but didn't have any extras, so it was nice to get it with a decent assortment of extras. Then Mark of the Ronnie, where we see the Master return. Probably one of the most valuable and sought-after Doctor Who DVD releases. We have the 2 Doctors. This goes for like $600-700 if you can find it. I don't know why. I think a lot of it had to do with the Jimmy Savile segment In Region 2, this was actually pulled and re-released without the segment, and in Region 1, it was pulled and never re-released. If you want to find out why they removed Jimmy Seville, I'm not going to talk about it here. You can look that up. Time Lash, so bad it's funny. I love the extras for this because they're basically pretty much admitting that the story is crap. And then we have Revelation of the Daleks. Probably one of the dog hair in here. One of the most unique Doctor Who stories, and really, I think it's an indication of where they might have gone with the show if they would have continued along this trend, but it didn't happen because the show got canceled. Well, not canceled, but put on hiatus for 18 months, and then we got The Trial of a Time Lord. So let's take this out one-handed. Don't fall. There we go. So if we want to look at the individual releases, so these are completely out of order as well. So we've got Terror of the Vervoids, everyone's favorite. I say that sarcastically. Mind Warp, which is actually really good. Mysterious Planet, which probably one of the laziest titles in Doctor Who history. And trying to remember, and this one was, yeah, and that was Robert Holmes too. You can actually tell, title aside, it has Robert Holmes' writing style all over it. And this was actually shortly before he passed away. This was actually the year he passed away that this premiered. And then we've got The Ultimate Foe. Part 1 was written by Robert Holmes, which was brilliant, but he passed away due to disagreements. Could not be used. Eric Sayward had a lot to do with that, and the final episode was written by Pip and Jane Baker, and let's just say it's somewhat underwhelming. Actually, I'll just jam these back in here just so we can keep everything sort of up, makes it easier to see. Then we've got Time and the Ronnie. It's too bad that both Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy had absolutely horrendous stories to start on. And now this is the beginning of season 24, which is my personal least favorite in Doctor Who history. I'm sorry, but it's awful. I have it for completion's sake, and I guess it's kind of humorous. Paradise Towers, my personal least favorite episode or story of Doctor Who ever, Delta and the Bannermen. Dragonfire, which actually came all beat up when I got it from Amazon a few years ago. I always meant to replace the case, out of print, so I can reorder it again. Then we have what was the first special edition to come out in Region 1, at least I think it was. No, it was actually The Five Doctors was the first, this was the second. Remembrance of the Daleks. I don't have the original edition anymore. Then, Happiness Patrol. I like the story, a lot of people hate it. It was different. Candyman's awesome. Silver Nemesis, which was basically Doctor Who's 50th anniversary episode. We have Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Hated it when I was younger, but started to understand it a little bit better when I got older. Battlefield, which this is the first of the 4 stories from season 26, which I think are probably the best in the show's history. Then Ghostlight. Confusing, but I think I finally figured it out. Curse of Fenric. You want to watch the extended edition. It's a lot easier to follow than the original, but still brilliant. I love what they were doing with this. And the final episode of the original run, Survival. And what we're going to do is the rest of it, I'm going to split it up into another video, so we're going to call it Post-Original Series Doctor Who Stuff. So, that's it for this one. As always, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a good day.